everyone, it's Mama Kaz, and today I'm sorting out my June bullet journal. So I'm just having a quick flick through my stickers there to see what I've got, see if there's anything that suits my theme. I like to do this at the beginning of each month, and I also like to sort out some washi tape that goes with my theme and some papers, things that I can add into my journal if I wish. As you can see, this month I've gone for a kind of floral theme. It might seem a bit cliche, but I thought it's that time of year, isn't it, where everything's in bloom, everything's luscious and green and colourful, and it just seemed like a good relevant theme for June. Plus it's something quite simple. As some of you know, I've had quite a difficult few weeks and I didn't really feel up to doing anything too complicated or too fussy. I just wanted something simple and colourful that would keep me organised and keep me on track. So I've sorted out my theme, and I'm just sketching out my cover page in pencil first. I like to do it in pencil first because then if it goes wrong, I can rub it out. As you can see, I've left a gap at the bottom there for a quote. I like to do a quote each month. And then I use my Faber-Castell fine liner pens to just go over everything that I've done in pencil. Just tidy it up a bit, fill in any extra details. As you see, I've just gone for like a cutesy ditzy spring flowers kind of thing. I hadn't yet picked out a quote, so I popped that in at the end. I had to check how many days were in June because I am terrible at remembering. I can never remember the old rhyme, so that's something on my list to learn. So this is going to be my sort of month at a glance kind of spread. Just any appointments, birthdays, things like that. I'll pop them all on here, and then I can just have a look, see what's coming up. So again with the floral theme, and then just popping the days and the dates down the side of the page, so that if any appointments come up I can just jot them down and see the whole of June at a glance. I had to do it bit by bit because I kept making mistakes and putting the wrong days with the wrong dates. So coffee break, very important. I like to add a bit of washi tape down the side of the beginning of each month. I find that when I'm flipping through my journal, it just makes the month easier to find and it makes it look good. And actually what I did there was I stuck a few pages together because I had some personal sort of roughly scribbled information that I didn't really want to look at and I didn't really want anyone else to see, so I stuck those pages together with a bit of washi tape. So I picked out some pretty spring colours. I've got pinks and purples and blue and sort of bright green and yellow, and I'm just filling everything in, colouring in all those flowers, trying to make it look pretty. And it doesn't have to be a work of art, but if it's pretty and bright, I'm more likely to look at it and I'm more likely to use it. So just adding in a few birthdays there that popped into my head. I've got a very big important one this month. My little boy's turning 12. So I just popped a few of those in. And of course the summer solstice this month on the 21st. Big date. I added a bit of washi tape just to make the page look a bit prettier because it was looking a bit bland. I just added a bit of colour there. As I say, the brighter it is, the more likely I am to look at it and enjoy it. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but there's no point having it if you're not going to turn to it, so. I remembered a few more birthdays there, so I've added those in too. I think Father's Day is the same day as the solstice this month, so. So now we're on to my tracking and gratitude page. As you can see, I keep referring back to May to see what I did the previous month because I actually quite liked the way it turned out last month. So the things I'm tracking are things like exercise, whether I do a bit of craft every day, drink enough water. So I put those sort of upwards at the top of the page and then put the dates down the side. And then each day I can just tick off the things I've done. And it helps to keep me accountable, helps to keep me on track, but it also helps me spot any patterns in my behaviours and my habits. And then there's a gap at the side there where I can put a short sentence or a few words about something nice that's happened that day or something I'm feeling grateful for. And that just helps keeps me positive, keeps me looking on the bright side and enjoying the little good things rather than focusing on the negative. I've got a few of these printouts from Pinterest that I use just for a bit of inspiration. I've got all sorts of different ones, but as I say, floral theme this month. So I just pinched a couple of the doodles for for my pages. And then each month, something that I personally like to do, and it may not be relevant to you, but it means a lot to me, is just to have a page of information about the full moon this month. So this month's moon is the strawberry moon, also known as the rose moon or the honey moon. And it's called the strawberry moon because it's the time of year when strawberries are just starting to become ripe, just starting to fruit, and everyone starts harvesting their strawberries. So I picked a bit of rose printed paper there and wrote a little bit of information, some things to do throughout the month, some things to think about. And then I screwed it up and tore it up because my handwriting was terrible. So I rewrote it. And I was going to tear around the edges to make it look nice, but I realised that actually I wrote too close to the edge of the paper. So I ended up just cutting it out and sticking it in. But it just brought a little bit of extra texture to the page, a bit of extra interest, and I had my information on it. And then I just like to write down the correspondences for the month. So the crystals, the herbs, the fragrances, the trees, all the things that correspond to this month's full moon, which, by the way, is the 5th of June. So, as before, done all that in pencil, and then gone over it in the fine liner pen. So I decided to thicken up that title with a bolder pen in the end because it wasn't standing out enough for me. So, yeah, as you can see there, June the 5th, strawberry moon. And then I just went over the whole lot with pen, just tidied it all up and filled it all in. And I think I skipped past all of this bit because I didn't want to bore you. So I think we skipped straight onto the colour. Yeah, there we go. So I coloured it all in, added a bit of interest. So you see the colours for the month are orange, yellow and gold. So I wrote those in the relevant colours. Just outlined that title with a pink pencil. And then glued my little quote into the bottom. And what I'll do is I'll probably go back and tidy that up a bit and add to it as the month goes on. So now we're on to the weekly spread. I like to leave quite a bit of space for my days because I like to write down my daily tasks, my house chores, things like that. I also like to have a little mini calendar at the beginning of each week so I can see where we are in the month. And I've got a little to-do list at the top there as well, just for anything that doesn't have a specific day but has to be done that week. So I like to highlight the week that we're on with, in this case, yellow, and then all the days of the week, colour them in yellow as well, so it all just ties together. And I also like to jot down my meal ideas for each day. So I just put those at the edge, and at least then I know sort of what we're doing each day for food. Just keeps me on track. Adding a few weekly tasks in there. And that's it then. It's quite a simple spread really. I don't do anything too fancy. And I think at this point my phone decided to stop filming. So I skipped to a little flip through. As you can see, I added my June quote. Added a bit more colour to the moon page. And I've just done a couple of weekly spreads, and I'll do the other weeks a bit later on. So yeah, nothing too fancy, but I hope you enjoyed it.